You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Buffa. We have an update in the case involving Blue Point's Gabby Petito. Court filings say Brian Laundrie told his parents that Petito was gone and that he needed a lawyer. Now, this was before authorities found the 22-year-old's body. These allegations come from Petito's parents. Now, last year, her mother was awarded $3 million in a wrongful death lawsuit. And a 75-year-old man has been arrested for spray painting anti-Semitic graffiti onto the East End. Macy Egland tells us how the cops caught him.
Over a month after anti-Semitic graffiti, which we've blurred, was painted across Montauk, an arrest has been made while he was allegedly in the act. 74-year-old Michael Nicolaulius of Montauk taken into custody last night while police say he was spray painting another swastika on an East Hampton Town Beach bench.
At the time that this was occurring, the defendant was being followed by members of our law enforcement team.
DA Tierney says Nicolaulius has been under police surveillance since November 10th. He's now facing 14 charges stemming from multiple graffiti incidents across Montauk. 3 of those charges are felonies. They first identified him after seeing his white PT Cruiser on surveillance at several crime scenes, including at Bounce Beach.
The defendant allegedly targeted the business and defaced the building, again, by spray painting several swastikas.
Police say hate crimes have increased dramatically in Suffolk over the last year, and even more so since the attack on Israel on October 7th.
The numbers that we're looking at through the year are definitely way higher than they were last year.
Given what's going on in the world with the geopolitical situation, we all felt that this was particularly important.
DA Tierney saying the suspect admitted to the crimes while he was being arrested. This is not a bail-eligible offense, and Nicolaulius was released from custody after his arraignment. Reporting for Newsday TV, I'm Macy Egland.
The date is set for the special election to fill George Santos' seat. Governor Kathy Hochul says it will be held on February 13th. Santos was expelled from Congress last week after a report that accused him of defrauding campaign donors for his own profit. And first in Newsday, one Long Island school has been named District of the Year for its AP courses. The Belmore Merrick Central High School has been honored by the College Board. The award goes to schools that maximize college readiness for kids. The school offers 30 advanced placement courses. And 50 kids from the Westbury School District took part in the annual Heroes and Helpers event.
Greasy black heel.
Police officers and students partnered up for some holiday shopping at Target this morning. There were appearances by the Grinch, Leo the Lion, Superman, and more. After the event, students were brought back to school by the officers. And a relic of St. Jude is drawing thousands of worshipers to Catholic churches on the island. A local pastor says the Catholics pray to this saint in difficult times.
It could be a health issue, it could be an emotional issue, it could be a financial issue. And we've always asked for St. Jude's intercession at those moments in our faith life.
Church officials say about 5,000 people came to see it at St. Agnes Cathedral. The relic has been on display across the country, and this is the last stop. All right, mark your calendars. The Geminids meteor shower will be at its peak next week, and some Long Island parks are extending hours to help you catch the show. Jones Beach, Sunken Meadow, and Montauk Point are just some of the state parks adding nighttime hours. Peak nights for the meteor shower are December 14th and the 15th. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather. It's going to be a pretty mild day tomorrow, but it's going to get cold tonight. We're in the 30s, but tomorrow we're pretty much in the 40s all day. Taking a closer look, you can see we're in the 40s after 12 with cloud cover throughout the day.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
A study that tracks treated wastewater turned Oyster Bay Harbor crimson. Steve Langford reports.
In a section of Oyster Bay Harbor Wednesday, a red tinge to the water, not by accident, but as a result of dye released from the village wastewater treatment plant to determine the effectiveness of shellfish closures in the harbor, as established by the state's Department of Environmental Conservation.
It tells us where the treated wastewater is traveling throughout the harbor.
Where the water is bubbling up here, this is where the treated wastewater and the dye are coming out.
DEC has established shellfish enclosures within the harbor to protect public health so that people don't get sick from eating shellfish from potentially polluted or contaminated areas.
Vessels tow specialized equipment that can detect unseen concentrations of the red dye throughout the bay.
So the dye is to trace the effects of the sewage treatment plant outfall, the treated effluent, on the harbor. So we are looking at how it travels from the outfall pipe throughout Oyster Bay Harbor.
It's been nearly half a century since this test was done here. The wastewater treatment plant here was upgraded in the 1990s. Sewage treatment plants send nitrogen into the water and contribute to unsafe waters. But the Department of Environmental Conservation does say the water in Oyster Bay is appropriate for shellfish harvesting, except in 3 restricted areas.
We have water quality testing stations throughout the harbor, also within the closed area that we get results from.
So the water is clean?
Yes.
The results of this study will determine whether areas of Oyster Bay Harbor closed to shellfish harvesting may be expanded or not. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Interesting stuff. Now, to read more about the dye, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. In the coming weeks, Newsday's social media team will profile 6 Long Island content creators, starting with Huntington Station's Grace Mary Williams. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
For the third one. He's so cute. We have these 3 so far. I usually like to film like 1 or 2 days a week, and I'll film for like a good 3 to 5 hours. That way I can kind of get it all done in one shot. Let's unbox this from Jelly Belly. I've been doing social media and my small business full-time for about like 3 or 4 years. I graduated from college with a business degree, and while I was in college, after I graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do. My mom was always an entrepreneur growing up, so I always had that like kind of background a little bit, until my little brother decided to start a slime business. I started selling slime October of 2021. And we rebranded. We used to be Satisfactory Store, and we rebranded as Slimes by Grace once I had a little bit of a following on TikTok. So I launched it then, and it went crazy. Let's open some more cutie cups. I would say in this day and age, it definitely, any kind of social media presence helps a business, especially small businesses, in my opinion. The exposure that I've gotten from TikTok and that other small businesses have gotten from TikTok is insane. Lastly is the gumball machine. I love it. It's the best job ever.
Now, to read more about Grace Mary Williams and see more of our special series, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Working in journalism, I think you experience the world in a really different way than people in other professions do. I find it very satisfying to learn about things and get to tell other people about them.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.